"Oh, do you like that?" Pewdiepie growled, nipping at your jaw as Pewdiepie mewled. Fuck, Pewdiepie groaned, wrapping Pewdiepie's arms around Pewdiepie's neck and pulling Pewdiepie closer. Pewdiepie panted slightly, his locks greasy from sweat, and his brilliant blue eyes were glazed with lust. Pewdiepie held back a moan as he worked his way down to your breast, nipping and licking you as he did so. Pewdiepie wasn't going to give him the satisfaction that he was pleasing him beyond limits. It was Pewdiepie's turn to make him squirm. "Do you like that?" he asked, blue eyes sparkling. "It's okay, I guess," he replied. "Okay, I'll stop then." "Okay, you'll just be horny for the rest of the night." "So will you." "I can masturbate." "Ooh, can I watch?" he asked huskily, horniness leaking into his voice far too easily. Pewdiepie sighed and crashed his lips into Pewdiepie's, invading his mouth with his tongue. He gasped in surprise and happily returned the kiss. Pewdiepie wasn't playing games, not tonight. Last night he might have been, but not now. Or maybe this was a private, mature game. "I'm gonna fuck you so hard," he murmured as you two parted, his lips followed by a thin trail of saliva. He was above you, gazing down at Pewdiepie, studying his figure with excitement. He was so cute when he was horny, he could never settle down. Pewdiepie was desperate for his hot load of salty cum, but fuck, it was his turn to squirm and mewl. Pewdiepie would have no problem with letting him pound into him repeatedly, making Pewdiepie scream and cry, all from how good it felt. Then he'd pull out and rub himself, or he'd even give him a blowjob, until he came, waiting for Pewdiepie to lick it all up. His cum was so good, and ever since they started fucking, Pewdiepie couldn't get enough of it. His cum was so sweet and salty at the same time. Pewdiepie shuddered at the thought of him pounding into him. "That's what you said last night," Pewdiepie responded teasingly, running his hands down his chest. Pewdiepie pinched one of his nipples, making him let out a groan. "Yeah, well, that was last night," he said, trailing his hands down to Pewdiepie's wet vagina. He shuddered. God, you're so fucking gorgeous," he breathed, slowly sticking one of his fingers inside of you. Pewdiepie gasped and moaned. He chuckled darkly. More," you moaned. "What was that?" he asked. Pewdiepie didn't reply, bringing one of his hands up to his throbbing cock. Pewdiepie wrapped his fingers tightly around his member and began to pump him. He grunted and thrust it into his hand slowly. "Come. I want your cum." Pewdiepie's voice was barely a whisper as you watched Felix's face change into a look of absolute pleasure as he thrust it into his tight fist. He stuck another finger into Pewdiepie. Pewdiepie gasped and pumped to him faster. His breathing hitched and he groaned harder, desperate for more. Pewdiepie wished that the sex would never end. Pewdiepie collected his dribble of pre-cum and hungrily devoured it. Felix retreated his fingers from Pewdiepie and leaned over the side of the bed, grabbing the lube. He opened the bottle and spread its greasy contents onto his hand, and lubed his member up. Pewdiepie watched him. He is breathing heavy. He lifted